we've had so much hype for this event. I'm fairly certain it's gotten the most hype out of all of the events we've run this year, especially. So congratulations for that, and congratulations for making such a good mod.
Oh,
You can get on Steam right now.
It is on sale with the rest of the Arma 3 DLCs, I believe.
It's on sale for 5 more days. So, is the hype because of the situation, like the close quarter battle in the jungle? Is it to do with the weapons because they are?
I think it's a big mix of everything.
Yeah, kind of all of the above.
All comes out and it all matches together. People love this sort of close quarters combat. Being not really knowing where your enemy is going to be, because when you have in modern day, we have the close-up scopes, the advanced optics and all that. But in this, you're very, very limited to what you have, and you have to fight like the Sorry, I'm trying off here, but what I'm saying is I think people like it because it's a big change, and the change is such a fun, and it keeps you guessing all times. You never really know what's going to happen, and we've seen it so much. Barb, I don't know if you were here for NA last week. No, you weren't.
I was not, no.
Yeah.
I watched it. I think I watched the post-game streams and stuff. So I was hooked. I was really enjoying just watching the spectator chat and everybody having a laugh and watching, as people were sneaking up on each other and things. It was really cool. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah. So Barb, you are in for something here. I think it's been one of the best FNFs I've seen in a long time, and I don't know if I know I tweeted it out, but I don't know who's your social media manager. But I had Whiplash. Yeah, I played for the first time in a month because I was really excited. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! I want to get into this."
NA round 1.
Yeah. Liru knows exactly what happened. No, Liru knows exactly what happened. It was NA round 2. So we got down. We just pushed off. It's 3 minutes into the round, and I've been ordered to start building entrenchments. Little did I know, someone moved the truck.
Retcha, thanks for a 10-month resub.
Or whatever when I was building the entrenchments.
Hope you enjoy the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario.
And only killed me.
Also added a caffeinate option.
Not playing, I was murdered by a truck.
Your own truck.
My own truck.
The good thing about Arma is it'll always kill you in unexpected ways.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes in though, so if you go back and watch Liru's stream, because I think if you both streams, I was really annoyed. But that is the beauty of Arma.
Alright, 2 caffeinates, I'm still mixing this.
You play a very interesting game mode because you get 1 life, right? And then that's it. So, it's all or nothing.
There are no second chances. You mess up, you're out of the round.
Like the bridge.
Unless it causes the entire mission to spur and they have to restart it. Yeah, last week, EU3, literally all of OPFOR decided to drive through a jungle and blow up.
Yeah, he won't shut up about this.
Drama.
I'm really sorry about this. Liru likes to do this. But anyway,
makes things exciting, to be fair.
Who would like to take off with BLUFOR?
So, how about let's do attackers first, which would be OPFOR, I believe.
All right then.
You guys want to do kits and stuff? I'll do roster and player information.
Yeah, I'll do BLUFOR.
And we have Eggbeast here to fact check me on anything that I get wrong. But Red4 are going to be, I believe, PAVN, not VC, because these guys are all uniformed and wearing some semblance of organized equipment. They have 7.62x39 SKSs.
No, we're doing the roster rundown now.
Some Makarovs and
I'm still mixing my coffee.
Rifle grenades. We do have, I believe that's a Type 64 AK clone.
Type 56.
56. Ricardi over here with the sniper team that mows into the PU scope. And also has Rain here with a Swedish K, I believe, on his back.
Yeah, I'm not sure how OPFOR got their hands on a Swedish K, but there we are.
So
someone who likes to travel more. I mean, the Swedish are pretty communist, aren't they? Wait, no, yeah, didn't Sweden give the North a bunch of Swedish Ks and armaments
I don't believe so, but it's
I
possible.
want to say that.
Sorry,
I want to say
I
that some.
They're in NATO.
History
I wouldn't have
don't mean
thought so.
to interrupt, but I love these ambient explosions happening all around them. It's a
Are
really
there
nice
already
touch. from them.
explosions?
Yeah, but they're ambient. They're meant to sort of build the hype.
Gotcha. But for the most part, yeah, mix
the
of
coffee.
SKSs, Type 56s. We see PKMs, and 7.62x54 rimmed. Just a nice mix of equipment.
You mentioned the SKSs with the rifle grenades.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
22mm rifle grenades.
And what's up with the lighting in your stream, Barb? Is that to do with the way that you're specking?
Yeah, in the spectator menu, hit L. It gives you.
It gives you a little light.
Gives you a flashlight both on your camera and on your cursor.
Yeah, Egg can't be in the actual server, so he's watching through the streams because you put it as you need to have a squeaky clean hard drive or Arma 3 download.
Yeah, well, that's just because I'm working on developing the next version of the DLC on a daily basis, and I can't have too many mods because it can cause, unknown issues and stuff. So it makes me a little bit inflexible with these things.
Fair enough.
Because it's a job rather than it is still fun. Of course, I have my fun, but it is job for us as well.
I would like to bring up before we get into the roster for OPFOR, the appropriately named Arma Jesus, kitted out with a double-barrel shotgun and a wooden board with 9 RGD-5 grenades strapped to it.
So there's a story. There's a story behind that board. So the reality of that board, like it's been depicted in a number of historical sources talking about it as a counterpoint to the M79 grenade launcher. And we talked to our friends on the Vietnamese side of the fence, and they said, no, that's bullshit. It's basically it's a mine, like it's a booby trap. So they would carry it on their chest. They would run up to a certain point. They would place it down, and it would be with a tripwire. And then if you trigger the tripwire, it literally, all the grenades will go off. So it's designed as a and in fact, I think it had a thing with a whip, so it would whip the board and all the grenades would fly, and it would cause like a area explosion and
Of 9 grenades in the air.
and take out a platoon. Yeah, so
Jesus.
now, of course, we've left it in there as a what we call a sapper vest, but technically that's not a vest. You wouldn't just run around pulling those grenades off and throwing them at the enemy like you might imagine.
Hey,
That's
team
not
out.
what
Thanks for
it's
the 100 bits.
It's actually really technically a booby trap.
That's incredible. Yeah, some of the worst traps I can think of for warfare come out of the Vietnam War. Everything from feces-covered spikes to 9 grenades in the
sticks.
air at the same time.
Bungee sticks, Bob.
Yes.
Oh yes, we have shit-covered steaks.
Oh, yes.
Am I allowed to say that in the stream?
Yeah.
Oh,
I imagine it's got to be quite hard to make like that trap into a physical trap, the chest trap, but it would be great to see.
Yeah, I'm not, because of our contract with Bohemia, I'm not allowed to talk about future development, but you can kind
Good
of
old
pretty
NDAs.
much guarantee that where we've made a model that can easily be transposed into something quite functional, that it will probably happen.
Cool.
It's the closest you'll get to committing to anything. So we're not allowed to break promises. That's the only reason we can't talk about it. We're not allowed to break promises, you see. So if we said, oh yeah, we're going to make this, and then we didn't make it for some reason, then that would cause a lot of bad publicity. So
3 words.
Yes.
Non-disclosure agreement.
I mean, yeah, I know everything that's going on, obviously, but I can't talk about it. So without killing you all, and then all your audience as well.
That'd be impressive feats.
Release all your secrets on 3 Arma.
Right, Aqual. I'll get to it when I can.
You do realize
Hard
we
to do
have
that
all
around
Black
Thanksgiving
Ops
'cause I'm
guys
not,
and CIA guys like on our team. So
Busy.
if we did
yeah.
want to kill the whole audience tonight, we probably could do that.
A few phone calls,
Anyway,
some
guys,
favors.
to avoid getting murdered, let's move. If Liru, you want to take.
All right, OPFOR's roster, since we have 6 minutes remaining, they got 2 DshKs BTR-40s, 1 ZPU, quad ZPU on the back of another DshKs with that it's different camo scheme. I call it the vomit camo, but because just all that yellow.
I can see it.
Ooh. just me personally. But otherwise, going over the player base, we've got Eric commanding. Lucelle's going to be his 2IC under platoon HQ, and Jack being the platoon level medic. Let's see, it's going to be Resurge leading the marksman team under X-Ray. Riccardi is taking the marksman rifle, and the suppressed weapons they're bringing are the those Swedish ones from the looks of it. Actually, one's bringing a grease gun, one's bringing that Swedish one. All right, Alpha HQ, we got Vagrant leading. Maz, I can't tell who the 2IC is. It might be Swola. Looks like Alpha merged with Alpha 1. So I think Swola might just be the team lead. But we've got Maz under there. He makes a lot of the maps, so he's important to note. Otherwise, a good list of players under there. Alpha 2, Dooley is going to be paired with Grav. Perhaps we'll see Not Bay somewhere in here, one of the best players in FNF, if not the best. Giovanni leading Bravo 1 with Skipu, Timex, Solek, Despo, that crowd. Bravo 2 being led by Shy with people like Greetham, Kalsum, and people from the 17th RB. Charlie HQ has the second best community on FNF, Pega Pirates, as King leading a large group under Charlie 1. Noteworthy names such as Legal Action, Arma Jesus, and Guy Fieri. Charlie 2 has some more infill of a mix of Pepega Pirates such as Coda and Sideways mixed with 1RCC players. Delta has, oh great, best community in FNF, Scandi Recon under Delta and Delta 1. And then Delta 2 has some 1RW players. Gamma 1 has G-Legs and Phoenix pairing to take the ZPU. And then we have Oddball under Bravo HQ, just somehow got funneled on the bottom of the roster. So pretty powerful roster there overall, in my opinion. But let's go.
I know Scandi Recon are going to be looking to avenge what happened to them yesterday.
And the OFCRA versus FNF thing, right?
Yes. They won't like me saying it, but they were wiped within the first 5 minutes of the game.
Big ouch.
Moving quickly
anyway, BLUFOR, yes.
We have BLUFOR and GREENFOR to cover.
So
I gotta
oh
go
god, we have
quick.
a GREENFOR?
Yep, as an
take
extra to BLUFOR.
I can
Go.
Okay, BLUFOR are just going to be your box standard GIs, rocking M16s. I see some M14s as well, right into Hueys.
Right, let me catch up on the caffeinates.
On each side, or sorry, one on each side. Seeing some M60s in the hands of a machine gunner, and some I forget the XM designation, but the grenade launchers.
148.
148. I was thinking 177, but that's the rifle or carbine.
Yep.
Otherwise, they got it's not a little bird yet, is it?
It's the predecessor to the Little Bird, the Cayuse. Yeah, Cayuse or something.
Got that being piloted by Korvac with what looks like a 7.62 M134 minigun and an M60 on hanging out the other side. Nice.
Correct. It's a scout helicopter and it kicks ass.
Nice.
Love to see it kick ass tonight.
Absolutely. And then quickly GREENFOR before you go over the roster. Since you're on the same side, but GREENFOR are going to be SOG operatives. We're seeing some more M4 carbines with the XM148s, suppressed Swedish Ks as well.
Okay, 14 there as well.
M14s, we're seeing a scoped M40, I believe. M60 as well.
Brave guy with the M40.
And I'm disappointed there's no stoner in the group.
He's got a stoner. That guy on the right's got a stoner on Bob's screen. He's got a stoner. It's a commando.
Yeah, on the little hill. The stoner commando. That is my favorite gun in the mod.
That is a stoner. Very nice.
It's a stoner with a commando drum. It's a 150 round drum. That's the biggest amount of 5.56 you can carry in the DLC.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's set then. So
Brutal weapon.
That is our equipment loadout. It looks like the SOG guys out here don't have anything but their 2 legs to carry them around. Maybe some statics scattered around, but I'm not seeing any.
There's supposed to be 2 M60 statics somewhere around here. They might be at the
helicopter.
If not, they're at the FSB. That BLUFOR is probably gonna have to go up and defend. Otherwise, rest of the roster. Already mentioned the scout helicopter. There's 2 other Hueys. Both of them have the M60s on the side. That's something for the ZPU to fire at. But otherwise, in terms of roster information, going over GREENFOR first, we basically have a single squad and that X-ray group. Sam, Curie, Reapers, basically members of TSB taking X-Ray there, and then Whiplash and Hueys. Yeah, so I saw the SOG developers are playing as the SOG Force. Who would have thought? So I'll be curious to see how they work with all those fun guns. Otherwise, scrolling up to the top of the roster for BLUFOR, we have Jack the Viper commanding. I have not seen him command ever. Dream, have you seen him command?
Jack the Viper, I think I've seen him command once. Don't count me on that. The name rings a bell. I know he's been here for a while, but in terms of his command, I'm not actually entirely sure.
So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, Banks, I can't tell. Okay, no, he's got a grenadier weapon, so he's the 2IC. Stark is going to be leading Alpha HQ for 4IB members. He's also got people like Tully and Bot under him. He's also got Norris, but Norris is just being a rifleman. Norris is very, very good with any machine gun, so he is always noteworthy. Turk, Tully, Dryden, Bendel also taking Alpha 1, more members of 4IB. Helicopter starting to take off now. Bravo 1, I do not recognize any of those players other than Twins, so a bunch of new guys, which is great. Always nice to see new players coming to FNF. We've got members of WCR under Bravo 2, which is, I think, also a newer community.
Yeah, WCR are newer, and you're right, the guys above are also new. And
then we've got Hotel 1, Hotel 3, noteworthy Hotel 3 because Korvac and Patriot are a good combo, but we also have Tanaka under Hotel 1, which means Coalition might be under BLUFOR. I just don't recognize all their names, but they're one of, again, the best communities out here. But I will say, roster does seem a little stacked in terms of players and what I know they're capable of. On OPFOR's favor, however, the terrain of this AO, I think, is going to be a major factor in denying that, because just look at where BLUFOR has to defend. That's a very, very sheer drop-off there. Steep, excuse me. A lot of good defensive positions there. And BLUFOR, I forgot to mention, also has 2 mortars. So I think those are being brought over if they're not already at the FSB. So a lot of room for BLUFOR and GREENFOR to hold out these objectives, but we'll just have to see how things go.
And speaking of those objectives, just to quickly explain for those who are not familiar, this is a search and destroy style mission. There are 3 weapons caches that BLUFOR and GREENFOR together have to defend. The caches for Red 4, who are attacking, are just somewhere in this circle, somewhere in the base. They need to identify it and then either shoot it up a lot, or preferably plant explosives of some kind or launch a rocket at it. So in some way they need to cook it off to fully destroy the cache. And if they destroy all 3 or eliminate defending forces, Red 4 have to either eliminate all of Red 4 or hold out for 50 minutes.
Well, you've picked a very interesting battleground, because this is the Ashore Valley, which is historically a bad juju. It's very much on the side of OPFOR, and if you look at the sheer amount of elephant grass surrounding that FSB.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but Sam has just managed to kill himself within the first 5 seconds of the game.
Zodiac is also dead.
He's back up.
What about Zodiac?
I think Zodiac fell out of a Huey because his body is just down a cliff.
Yeah, I think someone told him to fasten his seatbelt by double tapping V.
Lovely.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you. I just wanted to call that out if you...
Yeah, no, that's good.
Mark it off your bingo card.
So this is bad juju. This is like heavy elephant grass around the left-hand side objective there, which is.
I'm not getting drunk tonight. I'm sorry.
Special Forces camp in the Ashore Valley on the ground floor. Now, in reality, this had a runway with it as well, and it was overrun early in the war. It was never repopulated. It was like a ghost camp. People used to fly over it and look down in dread, as they were flying into this. This is like the Valley of Death. Up on the hill, you've got where the 82nd Airborne built FSB Berchtesgaden, which is up on Overwatch over this dead camp. And that's where the BLUFOR guys are all stationed right now. Now, these guys have obviously got a much more defendable position. You can't have guys sneaking up in the elephant grass, but of course, because they're on a hill, they've got the lack of visibility, because people can sneak up the slopes and they'll be defilating them.
So it's interesting to see where they're going to put their AA Vic, and we have Greg firing that AA Vic. He also took an AA in a recent coalition, and he got quite a few kills with it. but they were all
Thanks, Devour. Hope you did too.
ground forces. So we'll have to see how he does against the various Hueys and the Cayuse. I have no clue how you pronounce that word.
I don't think there's an actual FNF bingo card, but
Native American tribe. So I see the
funny, something you can work
are
with.
we
You know.
allowed to say about what we're seeing, like OPFOR amassing in the
Yeah.
north?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, all right.
We
Just checking.
don't have a stream sniper problem, thankfully.
No. Okay, so OPFOR amassing in the north. Now, if they could actually sweep
Mortar
down
setup.
the west side of the valley and hook in and come in from the southwest into the camp on the valley floor, that is the closest you'll get to the camp without being spotted. I know this because I've defended the site so many times. Can you see like that little green bit that sticks out to the southwest of the camp on the map? You can get really close to it.
So they'll have the SOG developers will have to be watching every angle, making sure they don't get overrun.
Yeah, because if you just push from the north, you're quite visible. You've got a lot of open space to the north of the camp, and it's quite easy to put machine guns in covering.
I think if the map boundaries were further out to the west, Redford would consider it, but at the thinnest point, it would be like 150 meters of concealment, and some commanders don't like being put into situations they don't think they can get out of. So I think that might be why they're opting to go more southeast, because otherwise, yeah, that would be one of the obvious routes. But
yeah, you've got thicker foliage, obviously, between the camps on the slopes, and obviously, in that position, you can't be seen from the BLUFOR camp. So you're in really nice thick cover on the slopes west of the BLUFOR camp, and then you've got an overwatch position onto the INFOR camp. So that does make some sense because you're not splitting your forces. You've got them all in one place.
Follower, go look on my YouTube and what I released a few hours ago with the TMTM driving license revoking bullshit, and you'll see why that's a bad idea.
Have their vehicles, but we actually didn't get this checked. Oh, did they? Oh,
yeah, they just dismounted a ways away.
I'm just blind.
Tradition, especially with the helicopters flying overhead, and of course they are locked. Everyone is locked to first person in all vehicles, and there's no third personing at all.
So
that's why they got out of the trucks and started walking. Because it's a lot harder to spot them on foot.
Talking about tradition, how do we all think this will sway?
Oh, good question. I actually forgot to do my prediction on chat, but
what were the numbers for the prediction, guys? If you don't mind me asking.
I'd say Red4 have a really strong roster. If they can take out the helicopters quickly and before they do a lot of damage, then I think Red4 have a pretty decent chance. But if those helicopters are allowed to, wreak havoc on, just
42% defend, 58 attack. Thanks.
I think they're going to be able to hold out.
Yeah. So what I can see them doing right now, obviously we have a little bit of hindsight. So originally I probably would have said OPFOR, but looking at this now, OPFOR are going to try take the hill objective now, which if they are able to do that without losing too many units, then I think it's going to be 10 times as hard for these SOG guys and just GREENFOR in general just to defend it, because I don't think they'll be able to. And also Zodiac's dead.
Oof. Yeah,
he was the guy that fell out of the chopper, remember?
Yeah.
What's interesting to note is that for the GREENFOR guys and SOG guys, we have Carrie and Chewie up on the hill just to the west of the FSB, perched up with that M40 and one of the XM177s. So they are doing some kind of like basic Overwatch with what they got. Just
they
a
just
by 50
fired a mortar.
Sniper.
It's a good dual team effect there. You've got the spotter and sniper, and the spotter will obviously be looking for targets, but also be protecting the sniper against close quarter battle. And that's a really great tactic. And the fact that they're watching the intermediate zone between two camps does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that spotter with that, I think like a 2.5 times optic, I believe.
Yeah.
So less magnification, but great for just enhancing the Mark 1 eyeballs just a little bit to help with target acquisition, and then sniper takes him out.
I'd be curious if that short range that they have would be capable of linking up with the two mortars they have at the BLUFOR position. because then they could walk in any artillery on any OPFOR that tried to hit the SOG position itself.
Yeah, talking about the mortar, they either just fired a very lucky shot, or maybe they know more than we think.
That flare that's going down into the forest, I think, was that mortar shell. So that's ranging shot. So Red 4 should do well to avoid that approach now.
What's the combo like on TFAR here? Are the whole team able to talk to each other across the network?
You have to have radios or be obviously within a distance of each other. So everyone has everyone. Oh no, this is in on. So I don't think everyone has a short range. I think it's only long range for. It might be different because they're the PAVN. I'm not actually entirely sure because we don't get to see the makeups, but they might have radios, they might not. I know in a few missions, I know in a few missions before in EU, they didn't have radios, which was definitely a challenge that some people struggled to overcome. But I think it just makes it all that more interesting. Not having a radio.
I mean, by default, the way we configured these units, they've all got short-range radios because that's the way that AI need it in order to control each other and stuff. So they have to have them. But if you've taken them out in the mission design, then of course that would be different.
That's a second flare popping up, I believe. Or is that just my... Nope, that was a second flare. So yeah, Mortars are getting their ranges set. Red 4 are walking right into it. I mean...
Yeah,
looks like they've stopped to talk about it, but...
See, if my team had radios, I would put a listening post out about 300 meters south of the BLUFOR camp, looking for trouble. Because if you lose 2 guys on a listening post, but you get good warning of when the enemy are approaching, that would be a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, I know a lot of commanders do like to have what I guess we would call forward recon units, but the BLUFOR X-ray, they actually don't have one. So they opted against picking an X-ray squad, I think. I just can't see them, but...
Interesting choice. And how many grenades do they carry?
I think it's about 2 to 3. Grenadiers get a bit more. Grenadiers also get a choice. No, engineers or grenadiers get a choice between incendiary. They do have Willy P. Both sides do it, if I'm not wrong. But as far as I know, it's not too many grenades, but it's enough in a squad to hurt them.
So your average rifleman's got what, 1 or 2 grenades?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay, which is, for PvP, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, on co-op games, I carry 30 grenades.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
At the least.
Stock up.
And if I've got the underslung, I've got 50 for that. So
Toss
that's
them out like
80 grenades.
On Easter, like just give them out like candy.
Yeah, you need them. Last stream, I watched Digby playing co-op with us. I think he fired over 120 grenades before, but that was before respawn. So he was carrying them and he was picking them up off the bodies.
I remember when we played the campaign, Barb. I know I wasn't there for all of it, but remember just the amount of grenades that would go off.
Yeah, assaulting a hilltop, throw 2 grenades each from each squad member. Yeah. That's like 14 grenades. That's a good softener.
Yeah, and the thing about fighting in jungle is grenades are your primary weapon.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that from playing on some for the last 15 years. Which is why we have like 15 types of grenade in the DLC, and in Unsum, because that's what you need. You need all those types of grenade. They all definitely have their use, they have their purpose, and they have their moment to shine.
Absolutely.
Another mortar going out. It's starting to get a bit dangerous for Red 4 here.
So,
I don't think they have the capabilities to actually see them in those forests, but someone could just get it.
The last mortar flare that was fired was right on top of OPFOR as they were moving in, but OPFOR's still going for it, so...
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they're spotted. It's not spotting flares, it's ranging flares.
Yep.
At what point does it stop becoming ranging? Oh no!
Right next to Platoon HQ!
Right next to Platoon. Oh wow.
They're like, I wonder what this does. I don't know. I would be very surprised if they actually. Oh my god.
Red 4 are going to be in a panic now.
They could actually die. These guys could die because the splash from a Willy Pete will actually get you with the fire.
Yeah.
So
it's
these
so
guys need to separate from that as fast as they can because it will.
Yeah, that got a lot of people last week not realizing how big that spread is.
Yeah, and the actual tails
More mortars.
that come out, the tails that come out have localized damage. So if you get hit by a tail or you walk near a tail.
Bravo 2 for OPFOR, spotted under fire.
This could be a really good mortar here. We haven't seen very good mortar plays recently, but these ones are.
2 shells are in the air.
This one, I think it's going to hit directly.
That
with
is
Alpha Word.
no.
No way. No way.
No. Look at the arc.
God.
Man down. 2 men down.
What a mortar.
3 men down.
Finally seeing mortar game.
That one was a little short.
It was King, Sideways, and Theki.
So
all down but not out.
Our mortar guy.
Another shell coming in.
It is. Who is our mortar guy tonight? It is Stark.
Stark is very good with the mortar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Checking that mortar.
1 shell coming in. Little forward.
How has he seen them?
They're lucky that wasn't
Helicopter.
Pete because if it was, the guy's healing would also.
It's starting to be Willie Pete, and this one seemed like it's about to splash directly on top of us.
This one's gonna go a little far.
No, this is A2. This is on A2.
No.
Yeah.
You were right, a little far. But again, right next to
somebody's firing M60 into that forest.
Yeah,
so
the
they must have
helicopter's obviously
spotted
seen him.
So they've been spotted. So they've got accurate water fire as a result. That's good.
Bravo 1 should have
Reduce the helicopters.
That one's way too far.
You know
Yeah.
what?
That's not tracing. That's actually.
Oh yeah, there's a special thing. If you press P, you can follow people's shots.
Yeah, it's a tracer.
T, not P.
Oh, mine's P.
Oh, nice.
Right. Okay. So they're not being engaged from the helicopter. Okay.
Well,
There is a heli firing down at a group of 3 right now.
Yeah.
And that SOG group is opening up on this trio down here.
And that's not just prophylactic fire. That means they've actually been spotted.
Yep.
Yeah, this is active.
When did FNF get eyes?
Yeah, right? Like, this is great.
They're trying to put on a show
Well,
tonight.
these are the devs, don't forget. They are special forces.
So they must have one guy in that camp who's watching the area and spotting.
They do have an M40.
Well, we actually have.
Oh, the M40's up on the
And
hill.
if I'm not wrong, this is going to be probably the scariest. Yep, we have Scandi Recon currently the closest to the objective, sneaking up right now.
Yeah.
This is not who you want to be your closest threat.
So who is XDDD? Is that
I don't know who he
New
is.
guy.
new guy?
New
I
guy.
figured it might have been Iander just drunk and
More mortars
decided
in the
to
air.
name themselves. But they are actually just sneaking up on them.
That's we've had very, very nice helicopter flares there, but
Other
I think
mortar.
he's dropped them a bit too high. If those were a bit lower, they would have been great. I think it's a 50-meter difference for grenades. I'm not sure the flares are.
Ooh.
The helicopters.
No,
also
it's going too
carry
far.
Standard loadout grenades.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
have frags and they have CS gas.
He's gonna land right behind blue OPFOR. Very close though to the rear element that's trying to come in.
Oh, someone's just been knocked out in the BLUFOR camp, and no one is noticing this. This might be it for BLUFOR. Oh, is this one about to be?
Shell just landed right next to 5 guys on OPFOR trying to run in. More shells coming in though.
I don't know if you're watching with nods or not, but just
Yeah.
turning them off and looking in how dark it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
It
better
is.
to watch without nods. Oh, this one might be a good splash. Yeah. Oh.
Just forward.
Yeah. This one's. Oh. If it's Willie Pete though.
Short. They need to adjust that fire literally like 20 meters north and they would get so much with it.
That would have been like almost a dozen Red 4 that would have been.
All right, we have
But-
a front feed force of XDDD Luso and Geva. Scandi Recon following up close behind.
So the thing about the Willy Pete is you can actually use it to create a corridor of fire. So you can put it on the flanks of the enemy and force them into the area where your machine guns can come up.
Someone just fired an RPG straight at the
Yeah.
radio tower, which I think is going to be a terrible decision for them. Now they've lost their element of surprise, but it seems no one has seemed to notice.
Gever and XXD charging up to where BLUFOR HQ is on the perimeter. Popping nades.
Nades.
We have a Bravo HQ man in here hiding for his life.
That one was good. But yeah, that's probably HQ guys not having a good day. There's some nades in return.
They're actually
They're being, yeah, friendly fired.
Who's
By
that?
Scandy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's Yanni.
Yanni.
All of them shooting up there.
Yeah, they're just shooting at shadows, I think. Yeah.
One of OPFOR's down. And the helicopter's also firing from above.
That one guy's not having a good time.
Together, yeah, he's
Still going though.
He's trying. He's not giving up. Ooh, that grenade.
Oh.
That grenade.
That one, no, it's smokes.
Smokes.
Yeah, give him concealment, but if that was a frag.
He's trying to maneuver, but now he's getting fired from the rear.
Scanny Recon being engaged by the helicopter, and Scanny Recon are now getting really close.
Taken
to
out by
Hueys
Marston.
and Kerry here.
They're about to walk up on him.
Yeah, they are. I think they've seen him.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
Hueys seen him.
Wait, we got some long-range ZPU fire coming in on the northeastern part of this hilltop.
You call it Scandi luck, but Chewie and Kerry have seen him first.
Maybe. Go back to
Another
box
mortar
and
going
see.
in the air.
Well, you said they were walking onto them, so I figured that Chewie
yeah.
and Carrie had no idea. But no, they are very much aware.
Oh my God! Look at the Willie Pete.
Oh, what a Willie Pete smash! That's down one guy.
Yep. Oh, who is that who got caught in it?
Oh, moving to Kerry and Chewie.
Alan also getting a nice lungful of it.
Kerry and Chewie laying down. They haven't been seen just yet.
No, but they know someone's right up here.
I think a good tactic for OPFOR would be to have two or three two-man teams trying to get a foothold in the trench line on the BLUFOR base.
Scandy, what are you doing? Why are 5 of you hiding behind one tree? This is so not like you.
So one more thing I want to point out that's really being underutilized by OPFOR is they had a mortar too, where you have Alpha 3-5 all the way to the west. Those two guys, they deployed their mortar over there, and I have not been seeing it used yet. They're using the ZPU.
That's a really nice nade. Oh, knocks one.
One down.
Here comes the panic, but Kerry's only got a sniper. Another nade.
Hey, for the record, the chopper found the ZPU and actually took it out. The gunner for the ZPU is dead.
Greg is down. That's not good at all.
That's
Can't believe
amazing.
they
Back
ran
up.
past the sniper in the greenford.
Yeah, no, they just ran away. They had no idea.
And these guys are doing a sensible thing of not firing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tilt when the NVA grabbed his boot, he just sat there and didn't fire in the pitch black.
Greg is back up.
Chewie firing out shots. Takes one down.
And here comes Greg with the SKS. Does he see him? Does he see him? 1, 2, 3. Goes down. But he's right next to Kerry right here.
But
With
Kerry is a sniper.
yeah, he has an M40, but he's still 7.62 NATO. Just hit him.
There's
Handgun.
He can melee him while he's reloading.
Yeah.
No, but he's gonna choose. He has to see that barrel.
Infill.
40 in the face.
Yeah, that flare is lighting him up. Oh, as I
That
say,
was
Just helping out though,
comical.
or attempting to.
That was
Red
very
4
lucky.
have
Yes,
started
it is.
their mass push, but it's very broken up. But BLUFOR don't actually have a lot of guys defending the first area.
Ooh! Is that a napalm grenade?
Be a Molotov,
Maybe?
carried by VC usually.
Kerry has managed
I
to
would say-
stay hidden.
Possibly, but the fact that it exploded amongst Red 4 means they either messed up the throw or Blue 4 threw it, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you look at the attack lines of OPFOR right now, they're in a kind of a column attack going into the BLUFOR camp. They could be mowed down by one machine gun.
If that helicopter manages to get a sight line on them,
The tactics here really should be to split into 2 or 3 elements and have a feint attack on the reverse perimeter to draw fire, and then to send 2 lots of assault sappers over the wire and get a foothold in the trenches, and then bring reserve force in to reinforce whoever's got a strong foothold. That's how I
The server, I think, is suffering a little bit.
Yeah, server is.
yeah, the smoke and
I think all the IDF effects are doing a
we
number.
don't normally see this.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, all those smokes I think is And oh no, Kerry's still on.
I think it's just some network desync, because it's just one of those times of the month, if not year. Because last week we saw, I think, a lot more smoke than this, and the server was able to take it. So I think it's just something. The server was trying to rebound a little bit, but I think it might be in a little bit of trouble here. At least the smoke effects are now going off, but
It's something, but we still have people moonwalking.
yellow chain.
Yeah, I got a yellow chain.
Oh, damn.
That's a shame.
That's all right. Server might still be able to pull it out.
Maybe.
Is it like the Grand Prix where you basically have to like wave a checkered flag or whatever it is they wave?
It's more like Le Mans, where only 2 people like to make it to the end.
We
And I
might
was kicked out
have.
the game. Woo!
Yeah, we probably will have a
message received.
huge.
What a shame.
Give it a sec. We might have a huge drop in players, but it might stay alive.
What a
I'll
shame.
wait for you to give me the all clear to rejoin.